Good afternoon. Welcome to Two Tall Stitchers, episode 71. I'm Carol. This is my daughter, Jennifer. We've had a very stressful time preparing for this. She was trying to teach me how to use a snippet tool so we could choose winners. And, oh, God, sometimes I think I'm too old for this.
I told her we can learn hard things.
Yes.
Yes, you did it.
Teaching an old dog new tricks. Anyway, welcome. Thank you for coming back if you're returning. I don't know why, but and if you're new, we hope that you will stick around and subscribe and hit the like button and answer our question and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
So you want to? Oh, you talk.
Okay. We'll start by thanking everybody back. If you've been before, thanks for coming back again. Several of you commented in our last episode's comments that you've been here since episode 1, and we greatly appreciate that. And we love to see your names over and over again in the comments. So thank you very much. Whether you comment or not, we appreciate you watching.
Yes, we do.
And welcome to anybody who's new. We have a couple of new subscribers. Not all of them, but a few of them. We wanted to welcome you. Dana, Lori, Anne, Susan, and Joyce. Welcome to Two Tall Stitchers. We hope you're watching again. And at least one of those names was duplicated. Like, I think we had 2 Loris and maybe even 2 Susans.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was funny.
Welcome to everybody.
Yeah. Yep. And you met some people in the
store. I met Rachel.
And in case somebody's new.
Oh, I work at Persnickety Stitchers, which is located in Zionsville, Indiana, which is some small town on the northwest side of Indianapolis. And we're about the only cross-stitch store in kind of in central Indiana that's exclusively cross-stitch and needlepoint. Yeah. And many of you have come in. I've got to meet a bunch of you, which I think is really fun. And this time I met Rachel, who is the lemonade stitcher. Mm-hmm. And I also met Carol from Pittsburgh. And Carol, I just want to tell you, I finally beat it out of my grandson. He's working at Shadyside Hospital this year. So if you have to go in there, just say, I want the kid who's the grandson of the Two Tall Stitchers. And he'll probably know because he's blown away that we have a floss tube.
He's the one who's most impressed of all the grandchildren.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yesterday, one of the other grandchildren is sitting right over there and just gave me a look of death. But
she's impressed too.
She said something to me. I can't even remember what we were talking about, but she'll remind me when she hears me say this. She's like, it's not like you're an influencer. I said, excuse me. We have over 5,000 subscribers in our small, tiny, little bitty corner of the internet, which is full of cross-stitchers. We kind of are influencers, right?
Hopefully good ones.
No, that's what we were talking about.
Just in case you haven't figured out, you know who is here today, but she's declining to appear. Instead, she's fixing my chair, which fell apart.
Yes.
And now she's
which will be really helpful because you won't fall out of it and break your hip again. Oh, anyway.
I'm not 3 hips and I'm done. I'm sorry. We're not doing 4. Not doing 4.
And I'm still trying to catch up on floss tubes. I think I'm watching ones that were filmed in April now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm kind of skipping back and forth, but I did come across the periwinkle stitcher. She might be in Wales.
Sean, right?
I have no clue.
Name is Sean?
I just picked her up and was listening to her. She's really neat.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. So I got to listen to her for a while. I haven't had time to finish a lot of them. You know, some of them I kind of jump in and look at, and you know, there's some I watch faithfully. I watch Helen. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
And I watch Cornhusker. Hi, guys. Mm-hmm. And I usually watch Java Girl Stitches and Hands On Design. What are you doing?
It wouldn't go in.
Okay.
The chair's now in 2 pieces. We'll keep you updated over the course of this episode.
And she took a construction course or something like that at school.
For one of her projects, she had to take apart a chair and put it back together. Yes. So we'll see if she can do it again.
Oh,
the suspense.
We should turn the camera. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, I do like to watch floss tubes. So I just came across her and she was good. Yeah. So, and I watched a few others. Yeah. Snips and snaps. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Should we do quilt of the day?
Yes, we should. It's yours.
She's really rattled after me making all our new stuff. This is my latest finish. I bound the quilt and stitched down the label yesterday. So number 1, it's done in May. And number 2, it was ready for floss tube. So this pattern, you've seen parts of it before if you've been around for a while. I started it a 1.5 years ago, I think, at our Shipshawana retreat. And then I finished the top last year at our spring retreat in Illinois, and then I quilted it and bound it. So I started with one quilting pattern. I was going to use a pantograph that was like big wavy stuff, and I got probably a third of the way into the first row, and I did not like how it was quilting up.
So you picked it all out.
I picked it all out, which took me probably an hour just to pick out, you know, that much stitching because it's so tight on the long arm. So then I took off the pantograph and I did it all free form, and it's like loops and swirls and back and forth and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's just a kind of a wild free form, and my mom made me a lovely label for it, which is not on this side, but I got an extra wide back when we were in Illinois. And so this is the back. I just had to
really
cut it. And there was so much of it that I was able to quilt a table runner at the same time I quilted this. That's not bound yet, but it should be soon.
That's good.
So that is my latest finish.
Good.
And either my first or second, like, FFO on the quilting side for this year from my UFO list.
Just checking.
So that's the quilt of the day. The pattern is called Quarter Log Cabin by Hilltop Custom Designs by Amista Baker. And I think you grabbed a link.
Yep.
So we will put that in the comments. And didn't you say it's available for $1?
I thought
This
that's what it
pattern?
said. The PDF was for $1.
Okay. I got it from Lois, who gave me her stash. It was in one of her binders of patterns that she liked. And it's made with a jelly roll. So you just have the jelly roll and then a couple of yards of the background fabric. This is an old jelly roll. And you guys will understand, like, I saved it forever because I loved it so much. I didn't want to use it. And finally, when I saw this pattern, I was like, oh, that's the perfect way to use it. So this will be a summer quilt. It's almost big enough to be a twin-size quilt, but I don't think it's quite long enough.
Not long enough.
So it'll be a couch quilt, and I will enjoy having it nice and bright and shiny out in the summer.
Yeah, that's neat.
So life updates. I think Jenna was home, the princess, when we saw you last. I think she had just gotten home, like the night before when we filmed last time. Don't mind the sounds from the side.
Or the looks on my face.
Yeah, and since then, the last 3 weeks have been a whirlwind of graduation activities. So that finished on Thursday night. My son graduated from high school. We had a great time, and we all made it to the ceremony. I'll put in a couple of pictures that he approves, and it was really fun. He had a good time. We were close enough that we could make eye contact with him.
Yeah.
At one point I looked down and he was just swinging his head to watch his tassel go back and forth. It was pretty funny. So yeah, there were 697 kids in his class, and he was in the second row. So we had a lot to wait for after that.
And I do have a picture of the auditorium before and after,
good.
empty and full. So we can put those in.
We can put those in.
You can see what 700 kids sitting there looks like
Yeah.
when it's empty.
Yeah.
And then there were all the parents. I didn't know some people could scream so loud.
Lots of celebration.
I was waiting for my husband to pull his hearing aids out because there were a couple by us that were just hooting and hollering and just having a wonderful time. And they were sober, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
They were all happy.
Yeah, they were
These kids
ecstatic.
have worked hard.
They have. It was
it's
a
big
great
accomplishment.
It was a very, very nice graduation.
Yeah. And then last weekend, I took the kids and we went down to Evansville to visit my cousin and her family. And we spent a day at Holiday World, and it was 64 degrees, which is pretty cool to be at the amusement park. We did not go to the water park side at all, although the little kids really wanted to swim, and they were like, there were no lines. They were like, we can ride everything. I'm like, and you'd freeze. But the rest of the park wasn't that busy either. So it was, we got to ride everything we wanted. We had a great time, and it only rained at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so that was a fun weekend. My husband did not wind up going. He hung out with our dog. I think I might have mentioned last time that she was having a rough go of it. Yeah. She has stabilized for now, and she's on lots of new medication.
And food.
But she's doing well. Well, she's been on the special food for about a year, but she's doing well. Okay, she's going to sit in the chair. Let's see if
I am?
You are.
Yes, you are.
Oh, you are before Gran is. Okay, no
Yep,
crashing.
Good.
Excellent. She 2 thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, so we had a great trip to Holiday World, and then we both had fun medical
Yes, we did.
exams. Go ahead.
We both had mammograms this
Yep.
week. And she got her report back that hers is okay. I haven't gotten my report back yet, but my doctor said I was feeling good.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gotten yours yet this year and you're due,
Definitely do it.
please go
Definitely do it.
schedule.
That's how
And-
they found mine.
Yep.
And it was caught very early. I had radiation and now I'm fine.
Yeah.
And please, I'm knocking wood like crazy, but now, please go get them checked if you haven't. Someone who takes care of some things for me had not had a mammogram in a long time, and I bugged her and bugged her and bugged her, and she finally went, and now it's been horrendous. She's had so many issues. And
She had cancer.
she had breast cancer, but then there were other issues that came along with it. She's having radiation, and
Yeah.
it's been very rough. So if you catch it early, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And is it your turn again, Missy? You went last year. It's time.
All right. Should we jump into questions?
Sure.
We'll start with our question for you. We had lots of answers this time because we also had a giveaway. So you
Yeah.
guys were answering and putting in your numbers, which
Thank
we
you, guys.
appreciate.
We
And-
love reading your answers.
Yes. And our question last time is, what part of the process do you like the most? Start with finish FFO. And I'm surprised how close 3 of them were. So first of all, I'll say we had 5 who went before the start process and said they liked kitting up things the most.
You know what we didn't ask was buying.
Well, that's
Did it show
actually
up?
one of, it did show up. One person said buying new charts was her favorite part. So yes, so 5 people said they like the kitting up process. We'll go in order. And then 38 people said they like a start. And a lot of people commented that just putting the first stitches in or starting something new was very exciting. Then
I
41.
think that would be you, Jamie.
Probably. And then 41 said a whip. And so there were a lot of comments in here about how many whips people had, and sometimes they're big, so they take a long time, or they're monogamous stitchers, so it's, a whip most of the time for them. And then 37 people said they love a finish, and only 5 people said they love an FFO. That cracks me up. I mean, we know, we've asked about finished, not FFO'd projects before, and most of us, not all of us, most of us have a very big inventory of finished but not FFO'd. And if you haven't seen it yet, Helen did a little parade through her box
Oh, yeah.
episode that was really fun to see what she stitched. And it's got me thinking I might do one of those too.
Okay.
That would be fun. So
Oh, that's right. They were finishes.
finished, not FFO'd.
FFO'd, yeah.
And then the last was 7 people couldn't decide. They said they like everything.
Oh, that's
And some common threads. We have some people with whip guilt who feel like I have to work on my whips to get them to finishes. A lot of people not fans of FFOs. And then we had some people who like starts because then they become whips. And we had some people who like finishes because then they can get a new start. You're kind of like that.
Well, that's what someone tells me sometimes. I have to finish something before I can start something new. And I have to get rid of something before I can buy another pattern.
Well, yeah.
That doesn't always fly.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So that was our questions. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Crafty Girl 65 was asking about your quilt from last time, the braid shuffle, and she asked if pre-cuts could be used for that quilt.
I would think so. I was going to look it up, but then somebody was trying to teach me how to use the snippet tool, and that went out the window. But I don't see why not. I think
I'm
it was
pretty
probably,
sure,
maybe it was
yeah.
done in strips. I don't know. I'd have to, let me look and I'll try and remember and talk to you about it next time.
Yeah.
But I would
Or you
think
can
so.
reply to her.
I can
comment.
reply
Yeah.
to your comment. Yeah.
Gwen, this was funny. She was talking about patterns that she stitched or that she doesn't want anymore, and said she has a really, really, really hard time throwing them away, and asked, is it a sin to throw away a cross-stitch pattern? I don't think so, Gwen. No guilt. You don't like it, you don't have anybody you want to give it to, toss it in the trash. We've done that with a few old projects that you had. I remember
Yeah.
one time we went through your quilting whips.
Yeah.
And there was one I remember specifically that sat back over there for about 15 years. And you're like, I'm never going to work on it. I don't even like it. It wasn't fun to do.
It was a class.
It was a class, and you hated it, and you never wanted to go back to it.
It was needle turn applique or something, which is not my thing.
And so we threw it away.
The other thing, Gwen, is if you can always give them to me, or at retreat or at Stitch Group, and we can use them for giveaways. Yeah. People would probably really like that. So that's another option.
Melinda asked about felt. She said she hears people talk about wool felt. Are there different or other kinds of felt? Is wool felt different from others?
Yes. I don't know why. I think like before they closed at Joann's, I bought felt by the yard because I used it a lot in my embroidery when I was doing coasters and different things like that. And that was like I want to say
like a
polyester or something like that. But the wool felt is what you usually buy at a quilt shop or a shop that specializes in that. Mm-hmm. And I think a wool felt can be shrunk. I think you can
maybe
shrink it and stuff because it.
I don't know. But, Sue, if you're watching, can you tell us about wool felt and different styles of wool felt? Because our friend Sue does a lot of
a lot of beautiful wool quilting.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I think there's levels. Just like you can buy very cheap quilting fabric or cross-stitch fabric. You can get some really stiff, yucky Aida, and you can get some really nice Aida. I think it's the same thing with felt, that like the cheaper ones are polyester or something like that, and the wool are the more expensive ones, but they also, I think, work better in wool applique.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're back in a cross stitch, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. We'll try and get a better answer. Sue is an expert.
Mm-hmm. And then Wendy asked, on my new lamp, what magnification did I buy? I had to look it up. I got the 3 diopter. I got the white lamp. And that was the only option available on the white lamp. So, and it's working great. I am enjoying it, and it's very bright, and I can see my stitching very well. So good. Yeah, I think that's all our questions.
Yeah.
You ready to jump into some whips?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to start, or do you want me to?
Okay. I have shown this before, but I did do some more work on it. Where's the card?
Oh, it's underneath.
This was started by my friend Bonnie, and so it's called Santa's Coming, and it's done on a 28 count cashel linen with the mini dots, and it's using DMC, and she had just started, she had 5 or 10 stitches up here, so I've done a lot on it. When I worked on it for a while, and then I put it aside, for a few days, and put it, because there's a lot of confetti in here. There's 3 shades of green and 2 or 3 shades of red and everything. But it's going pretty well, and I'm having fun doing it.
Is this from one of the ornament magazines?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's the designer is Bob and Fred. And it's from one of the magazines. I'm not sure which one. Okay. I could look it up.
Well, when you finish it,
one
you
of the
can
Christmas
tell
ornament
which one.
ones.
Yeah. Good. As you may know, I was deep in the throes of Stitch Mania. And my goal for the month of May was to stitch a little bit every day. And I'm happy to say I achieved my goal. 2 days, I got to undo all the stitching that I had done the day before, because sometimes I was stitching very late just to get it in. And it wasn't necessarily the best stitching. But I did have some good progress. So I did 5 existing projects and 5 new projects. And so last time when we were together, you saw Ireland, Mad for Plaid, and Give Thanks. And I had just started working on Reward of Merit, which is from Blackbird Designs. It's the Reward of Merit pin keep from In Full Glory, and somebody told me this is in a book now. They went to buy this pattern and found out they already had it. So I got this at one of our retreats on the table, and I am stitching it on 30 count lamb's wool linen with mostly the called for threads, some DMC and some fancy floss. And I got pretty far. I think last time you saw it, I may have had the flag done, but I got the whole border done, and I started on the house. And then there's a big like urn with flower next to the house. So this was really fun. I enjoyed a lot, and I think I'm going to make this one into a big pillow with sawdust in it.
Oh.
Or I have lizard litter at home, but that's my plan. So it'll sit in a kind of a dough bowl. My white tan that's in the eagle's head, and it's in some of these stars. It doesn't show up great, but not enough to bother me or search for something else. I think it shows up well enough. And really the house and the urn and the flag will be the stars of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's close. Think about just outlining his head.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see when I have it done.
Yeah.
You can tell it's an eagle.
He almost looks headless.
Well, he does have an eyeball.
Yeah.
So that was my next whip in Stitch Mania. And now that I said you were home, maybe she wasn't home yet, because I think she came home on the 14th.
Okay. Yeah.
But
well, she's home.
She's home. She's good. She's enjoying having a break from all the schoolwork.
So she gets to work on her grandmother's chairs.
Yeah. And helping with lots of other things.
Yes. Okay, I think I showed you this pattern the last time that I picked up at the store, but this is from Heart and Hand. It's imprints, and on the back is the Christmas one that I've done, and then there's also a harvest one. But this is really quick. It's 57 by 57, and I did it on 36 count Edinburgh linen flax, and it's 9 by it's not well, it's 2/1, and I have not done that before. 1/2. I have not done that before. It was so much fun. So I finished 2 of them, and I liked it so much that I started the 3rd last night.
Well,
actually, I started.
You restarted.
No, I just started another one. Yeah,
another one. Yeah,
I'm going to do 2 sets, but I started this one at the graduation the other night because we had to wait. We got there very early to get good seats, and as a result, we had a lot of time. So I just grabbed it and brought it with me. And the lighting at the Coliseum sucks. But, so I did some, but then so last night I stayed up way too late and worked on it some more after I finished some other stuff.
Let me see how far you got. I haven't seen how far. What threads are you using for this?
It's
That's great.
I think it's
color and cotton, or
I think no, I pulled my own colors.
Okay.
It's Classic Colorworks and Weeks, and I think I can tell you because I have it here. Here it is. Nope, I've got them right here.
Okay.
I'm using Grasshopper for the green, Ribbon Red.
And those are both classic.
Navy, which is Weeks, and then Deep Fennel, which is it. I guess it's kind of a gray, but they on the pattern it comes up as a light blue, and I think with the navy it's fine.
Oh yeah. Is it the scissors?
Yeah. So this is the lighting's terrible today for some reason. It's very dark. Do we have the light on? Yeah, we do.
We do. Yeah.
Maybe put those down and hold this up. Let me hold this up because maybe it'll show up better. But yeah. So anyway, the Deep Fennel works for the scissors.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, but that's been fun. It went very quickly, and I really liked the 1/2. I'd never done that before. That was kind of neat.
Yes, it is fun. Speaking of 1/2, my next project for Stitch Mania was gathering acorns, and this is a project I started November of last year, and I'm stitching this on 36 count Vanilla Latte Be Stitch Me 1/2, and it moves kind of fast when you go 1/2. I did not have a whole lot of stitching time the 3 days that I worked on this, but I still made some decent progress. I think I filled in part of his tail, and then I worked on the acorns, filling in some of the acorns. So yeah, I look forward to getting back to this one. I really like it. I think I probably won't finish it before the fall, but it will definitely be a fall finish. That's my plan. And I'm using all the called for threads.
That's the one I saw in the store and showed Barb.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay, and then my last whip. I was doing a lot of other stuff this time, so I didn't have I don't have tons of whips. But I had started, and I showed you this the last time, the Lizzie Kate, and it's 3 parts. It's part of the Lizzie Kate series, Sal, that we're doing with Mrs. AZ Family Zoo.
I was just going to show them the picture on the back. It has the full set.
The full set. So I started it on this, which was 32 count twilight blue linen, and it's ugly and it's stiff as a board. And I was so frustrated when I went to Stitch Group last week. I was talking to Sue and Beth, and I said, would this look better? And everybody agreed. And I'm so glad I changed it.
Yeah.
This is on 32 count Moonstone by Atomic Ranch. And look how it's coming along. I'm so pleased with it.
It's really
Really, I love the color.
And the white pops
the white
nicely.
comes, and it's I'm just having more luck. I had so much trouble with the holes on that one for some reason. It just was not cooperating. And so I thought, I bet I might have something. Let me look at my stash, and guess what I found?
So speaking of throwing things in the trash, is that linen going to go in the trash?
Either that or it'll go on the free table at retreat.
Yeah. Okay.
One of you guys can get stuck with it.
You know, it's funny because like you may not like something and somebody else loves it. That's the thing. You can never predict.
Oh, yeah.
We all like different things. So you may put it on the table and
they'll
somebody will
snap it
go,
up.
this is fantastic.
Yep.
My next project actually became a finish, so you won't see that until the end. So we'll skip through the next new start and we'll go to the next whip, which is Kaleidoscope by Yasmin's Made with Love. And I'm
love this
stitching this with Michelle from Penny's Daughter Shares. She's totally recolored it and she's doing it on a dark fabric with kind of darker tone colors. It's really pretty. So I did not get much progress on this. She's counting.
19 colors.
19 DMC colors, which is not bad.
Yes, after doing 3 to 4, I guess it's a cakewalk.
It's nothing, yeah. I did not get much stitching on my 3 days on this one either. Life has been busy between work and senior stuff. So I picked this back up at the end of the month, which was yesterday, and stitched on it this morning for Sunday morning stitching. And I finished this motif up here. I started the motif below, and I filled in some of the letters. I think R, G, and H got filled in since last time I worked on it. There was one night I did not have much stitching time at all, but I thought, oh, if I can just do a letter,
Yeah.
that's enough
Yep.
to get a little bit in. So I
And
think
this is a pretty yellow fabric.
this is 40 count butter. I think it's by Atomic Ranch, but not positive because it's not labeled. And I'm doing 1/2 on this, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
fun.
like the fabric. The light green and the light yellow don't show up great, but I'm rolling with it. I think it'll be fine in the end. And I am going to keep working on this one for a little bit, I think. We'll see. I might get home tonight and change my mind. My real goal was to get this motif finished. And then this morning I was still stitching and started working on this motif. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I could get this one done before I put it down. But we'll see. Just see what I feel like tonight or tomorrow.
And unfortunately, I just realized why the colors are not showing up well. It's a sunshiny day, but we are having smoke from the fires in Canada. So it's making it very kind of cloudy, and it's really destroying the colors. I don't think the colors of when we held it up, I just don't think it's, we've got the lights on and everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm sure it will be fine.
we haven't invested in a fancy light. We have,
Yeah.
is it turned down? I don't know what the deal is. Okay.
It's fine.
All right. It's fine.
Next.
It's fine. I'm done.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Well, I worked on Believe a little bit, but not enough to bring it upstairs.
Okay. My next one was a new start then, and this is a shop model that I'm doing for Persnickety. It's called Patriotic People by Emily Call Stitching. This comes in a packet and it's 2 patterns in one. So if you go to buy it, you might go, oh, that's kind of expensive for this size pattern, but it's 2 patterns. You get both of these in the kit. It was called for Color and Cotton, and she does not stock Color and Cotton in the shop. So we recolored the whole thing with threads that you could get at Persnickety. So I'll just hit a couple of the highlights. The blue is Weeks Dye Works Americana. The red is Weeks Liberty. And the light blue is Classic Blueberry Tart. And the others are pretty straightforward. This one is on 28 or 32 count flax. No, raw natural, 32 count raw natural. And I finished the first patriotic person. So I was doing the one with the 2 people. I got him done over the course of the 3 days that I worked on him. So now I just need to do the lady and the flag and the border.
Yeah.
But that was fun. It went pretty quickly. I feel like I'm a broken record. I didn't have a lot of stitching time, but I feel like that went quickly. So when I come back to it, it'll probably go fairly quickly as well. I don't know if I'll finish it on one of these. These are paisley and polka dot boards. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to get one of those and finish it on that, or if I'm going to just finish it on some other way. We'll see. That's the decision for not today.
Nope, don't have to.
So that was the next new start. And then I
Where'd
had
you get that bag?
from a conference.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a weird project bag.
it's plastic.
Yeah. It's made from something like banners or something. I don't remember, but we got them at a conference. It's a good
I hadn't
size.
seen that one before.
I don't use it very much, but when you're doing everything, you go through all your bags. The next start was the nail biter.
Ah, here he comes.
And I picked to work on this one over a weekend because I was like, I want to get a lot of progress on it. And then it became the weekend that we went to Holiday World and traveled. So I only got one good day of stitching on it, but that's okay. This is The Last Reindeer Blitzen, Crystal Blitzen by Heinzit. And I'm going to point out a couple of things. This is one of the ones that everything I stitched on day 1, I took out on day 2. So if you look at the sleigh, or the sled, it's candy cane here. Then if you look at it on the back, it's brown like all the other sleds. So I started to do it in the candy cane and I just did not like the way it looked. So I pulled it out and I did it in the brown. So we'll look at Blitzen first and then we'll go look at all of them. So
That's weird.
yeah, it's weird. So there he is. That's the beginning of Blitzen. Yes, this is the very edge of my fabric. I have 8 rows, 8 stitches to the edge, which is great. That's like half an inch. That'll be doable. So that's my 3 days on Blitzen. And you can kind of see how a scarf is going to come in the candy cane. But I didn't like it when I stitched the sled that way. And here's all of them. And you can see he's the very last one.
Yeah, just have to put his name in.
Hopefully, well, I have to do.
Oh, he's not done.
Oh, he's not even close
yeah.
to done.
Okay.
So I probably have another week on him on and off. So I originally had planned, I thought, oh, I'll get 3 weekend days in. That'll be great progress. And then I'll just keep going and finish it off. And now I'm like, yeah, I'll get back to it when I get back to it. But I do want to finish this because I've made myself an unofficial rule because I'm good at doing that. And I actually follow the rules I make for myself. That I don't want to have too many reindeer projects going at once, big reindeer projects. So I have 2 others waiting in the wings. And I told myself a couple months ago that I had to finish this first before I can start my next big reindeer project. And if you're new here, I love reindeer and I collect them and I enjoy stitching them. Next is my last news.
I did not participate in Mania.
No, and a lot of people said it is not their thing, and I don't blame you at all. Next is a bookmark. So this is there's a group called Spellbound Stitches, and I don't have any information about them, of course, but they've put out 3 packs of bookmarks, and it's somewhere like a dozen designers come together and they design a bookmark, and you give a donation. They give you a recommended amount. You give a donation to one of the organizations that supports literacy. I gave my donation to Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which my kids benefited from when they were little. They loved getting their new books every month. And so once you show them your receipt, they send you the pattern booklet, and it's all PDF. So I got it and Michelle got it, and we talked about it and decided that we would start them on the same day. and we're stitching the same ornament but different colors. So we picked for our ornament Wintry Tales. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I'm sure you can't guess why I picked it. It's not a big reindeer project, so it doesn't count. It's a small reindeer project. And I had this little snippet of fabric left from Color and Cotton. I won it at one of our early retreats. They sent us a piece, and I wound up winning it. It's 28 count cashel linen in the colorway Havana. It's a really nice color. I can't remember what the big piece that I stitched on this, but this is the perfect size that's left. And I got the first section of the bookmark done. And I am using a old thread. I thought it would be fun to dig through my thread bag and choose something different. And this was at the bottom of my bag, and it says NN 136 on it, and I think NN stands for Needle Necessities.
Okay.
So there's the thread color. It's this awesome teal. It goes from dark to light teal. I think Threadworks bought Needle Necessities. I don't know if they still have this color, but you could find any variegated thread. So that's where I am. First section is done, and I'll come back to it and finish the other sections whenever I feel like it.
That's really pretty.
Yeah. It's a fun stitch. That's what I stitched on graduation day, but I took a half-day vacation in the afternoon, and I stitched and I took a nap before graduation. It was fantastic.
Because there was a lot of traffic going to graduation.
Yes, it was a long day. And that's Stitch Mania for me, except for my finish. I have one finish, and then I have some FFOs.
Okay.
Do you have finishes?
Well, my finish is my imprints that I showed earlier on.
Great.
I finished those two and then started it over again.
Okay. My finish was one of my new starts for Stitch Mania. This is Cat and Bones by Bent Creek. And I thought that this could be a finish in the 3 days, and I was right. I finished it it was a weekend project, and I finished it, and I started to FFO it. So it's a FIP, a finish in FFO in progress. But there's my little guy. This was on a mystery scrap of linen. Yeah, mystery scrap of linen with the called for colors. I think I might have changed the purple. Yes, I did change the purple because I didn't have what they called for, but I picked something pretty similar. And I just think this turned out so cute. So this is going to be a mounted flat fold. I have all the mat board cut. I have the fabric cut. I just haven't assembled it yet. So I got this piece put together. This fabric did not want to glue to the mat board. So I glued the heck out of it. I stuck it in a plastic bag, and I put 4 books on it. And you know what? When you put 4 books on it, it'll stick to the mat board. So that part is done, and hopefully next episode I'll be able to share with you an FFO.
That would be good.
You might remember that I said in the last episode my stretch goal for May was to get 5 FFOs. I got 4 and a start. Good. I'm still very happy with 4, and my goal was to work on finishes with fabric, and all of them were fabric-based finishes, so I have those to share.
Okay.
And you have finishes, FFOs too,
Yes,
I think.
I do.
All right.
I do.
Why don't you start?
Okay. Do you remember last time we had this little discussion about my pillows? Well, I got on a stick, and this is my imprints.
Yay!
I finished them with fabric because I just...
Oh, they look so good.
Yeah.
And you did the cut in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you've done at 11 o'clock the night before you film.
This was last night.
Well, I've had them all finished. I just needed to stuff them and close them. Okay.
Oh, they look great.
Okay, and then this is the next. This is the fall imprints.
Oh, yay! You guys, after we filmed last time, Drill Sergeant Jennifer said, look at all these things you have ready to be finished. But we picked out fabric for all of them.
Yep.
And we got them kind of all lined up. I think you even cut some of the fabric, didn't you?
Yes.
And so they were literally sitting next to her sewing machine ready to sew. Oh, these look great. And these have a light fabric on the back.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Yay.
And
These are going to
then-
look so great in your tray downstairs.
And then this is my Lizzie Cake guy.
Yay!
And I
You've
finished
had
him and I
that done
glued.
for so
He's been
long.
done for ages, and now he's done.
Oh, he looks so
Isn't
great.
he cute? Yeah. So yeah, I was up here stuffing last night like crazy, but yeah, isn't he cute?
Look at him with the little jingle bell on him. Whoops, there it goes. And this fabric I gave you, because one year for either Christmas or your birthday, I gave you a bunch of finishing fabrics. I remember
okay.
this one. Because
that was a scrap that I had left from something.
Yeah.
And I still have some of it left, but yeah, it's done. So
it's
I got
super cute.
5 finishes. FFOs.
You met the goal.
Yeah.
And you didn't even set the goal.
No.
Look at that.
So yeah, I was pretty pleased.
Great.
I was glad. So that's all the stitching FFOs that I have.
And I have 3 to share with you. So I shared one in our last episode. It was my little joy pillow. And then my second one is Woodland Peace by Heart and Hand. I picked this up from Fancy Works when it was still in business. And I have that finished as a little ornament. So I didn't want to make it too thick. So I used scrapbook paper on the back. Once I think I laced this one. I'm pretty sure I laced it. And then I just glued scrapbook paper to the back. And then I ruched. This is my first time ruching ribbon. And practice makes perfect, right? So I need more practice. But it's okay.
It looks good.
It's kind of fluffy. It's a little bit mushed because what I didn't do is let the glue dry and then do the ruching. I did the ruching and then I glued the back on, and then I had to put it under something heavy, so it kind of mushed the ribbon a little bit. But still, I think it turned out pretty darn cute, and it'll be a nice little ornament for the tree. And it's finished. And then my next one is my pride and joy of the year so far. So a couple of years ago for Stitch Mania, I started this big red work reindeer piece, and I got into it and I didn't enjoy it at all. And I don't know if it was the thread or the I was doing it on Ada. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. So it was like 3 sections. So when I got done with the first section, I said, I'm done. I'll finish it as, some type of ornament. And then I realized I could do a drum ornament, and then it sat for 2 years. And now it's a drum ornament. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. This is where it comes together. I had sewn that together probably 6 months ago, and the little cylinder of the stitching had been sitting on my cutting table for months, waiting for me to FFO it. So I finally measured and cut my circles. This one has no batting. This one has batting. And I even fussy cut it. I don't know if you can see, it says Merry Christmas there. And then I came to my mom's house because I knew she had an awl, and I used it to poke a hole, and I had this ribbon that was the perfect color. And then over the course of a couple of afternoons, I stitched it all together. It was really not hard. It just took a while.
You have to be patient.
Yes, it took some persistence. And I stuffed the heck out of it with polyfill, so it's pretty solid, so it doesn't fall apart. And right before you finish it up, you jam in a bunch more polyfill so the top doesn't sink down.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it was great. I used Vanna's tutorial and Helen's tutorials for, kind of figuring out how to do a drum. And they were both fantastic and very helpful. So thank you to both of those ladies who've done tutorials. And I like it so much. Now I might do another drum.
And you know what I find amazing is when you're stuffing stuff like the pillows or this, how much you can stuff in there.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I stuffed and stuffed and stuffed last night, and I'm sure you stuffed with this.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this going to ever be full?
I know.
It's amazing.
And then my third one was actually a finish last time, and it's an FFO now. How about that? I FFO'd Don't Cry Because It's Over as a flat fold. And I just realized, oh man, I said I was going to do it the same way I did all the Scouts
put the
flat
pocket on
folds
the
with the
back.
pocket on the back, and I forgot the pocket. But that's okay. I did it. I found this piece of fabric. I thought it was very fun and perfect to go with the colors. And then this is Lady Dot Chenille that went well. I had 3 colors of chenille that all looked okay, but this one I thought looked the best with it. And so it's a flat fold now. I had not done a flat fold in a while. I made a couple mistakes. At one point I had to rip things apart and redo them, but it turned out looking fine. You can't really tell.
You could also do, you could fuse some fabric on here if you wanted to make a pad.
I could, yeah. I think it'll be okay though. So,
well, I mean, you said you forgot it. If you really wanted a pocket on it,
yeah,
you could easily
I could figure out
turn
a
it
way.
under and then just fuse it across
Yeah.
like here, and you'd be good.
Yeah, we'll see. Probably not. I probably won't do it, but
Just a
I'm
suggestion.
very happy to have that one done.
Yeah.
So that was my 2, 3, and 4 FFOs for the month, and then you saw Cat and Bones was a start for an FFO, and hopefully that'll be finished next time.
What's in the bag?
Well, that's other stuff. So I think that's
Okay.
not stitching.
Oh, okay.
Craftiness.
Oh,
Well, since
oh,
you
yeah,
did, I'll
okay.
show this now. So the other thing I did since the last episode is I made my own gift bag.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So
How cute is
this
that?
was a tutorial by Jess. So her Flosstube channel, I think, is Jess Crafts Stitches, and then her paper crafting channel is just Jess Crafts. But we'll link them below. And ages ago, I saw a video that she recorded on how to make your own gift bags, and you just get scrapbook paper. Now, this is like a whole piece of scrapbook paper. You can see it's a pretty narrow bag, but I put in it a crochet ring from the princess for her birthday, and so it fit perfectly, and I just punched a couple holes, put a ribbon through, and it made a cute little bag.
So now when you give it to somebody, you get the bag back, right?
I know. Well, she tried to throw it away. I pulled it out of the trash. I was like, don't
Jenna.
throw away that bag. I made it. She was like, you did? So I've had this. I watched Jess's video probably last year, and I bought 2 pieces of scrapbook paper to make bags, and one of them got used for the back of this ornament, and the other one actually turned into a bag.
That's cool.
So I'm pretty proud of myself. It is also, if you go to our channel in the tutorial section, I think I've put that in the favorites. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I
So
made
that's
a note
not
to link it.
stitching related,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about haul and happy mail?
Sure.
Okay. We got a very nice box that came. I got a notice from UPS that the USPS that I was getting a package, and I was like, I didn't order anything. And look what came. Look what came. It was full from Kathy.
Yes.
We thank you so much. It had this project bag in it, which is so pretty.
Really pretty.
Really pretty. It's flutterby's
Yeah.
and
Moths.
and moths and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really pretty. And
And then a bunch of patterns.
it's got a little charm on it, and the interior is just a plain white. But it's really pretty.
And then she sent us bunches and bunches of fabric.
Yep.
She had this peach, which she thinks is burlap. So we're trying to figure out how could we use that. And then just
Ton of Ada.
yards and yards and yards of cross-stitch fabric. Thank you, Kathy.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
And some patterns.
Yes, I showed that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, while you were looking at
Oh,
the bag.
okay.
Yeah. So these are great.
So some of these we may stitch. Some of these you guys may wind up with
Yeah.
too. So. And then the other thing is, at our first retreat, Tammy came, and she was the one who left to get, her best friend was with her, and they left to take her to the airport because she lives out of state. And on the way to the airport, we had to call and say, we just found your phone on the floor here.
So fun, yeah.
And so it's gotten to be kind of a joke that Tammy tends to lose a lot of stuff. And so our friend Kim just went to a retreat with Tammy.
The library stitchers.
The library
retreat,
stitchers retreat, and went with Tammy and Holly and maybe Holly and a bunch of people. But anyway, so Kim had these made up, and we're official members of the Tammy Totten Tracker team, because evidently there's a lot of people besides us who try and keep track of Tammy's stuff. So Tammy, we're official team members now.
Yes. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah,
I want my
yeah.
sticker.
You can get your stickers.
Good.
Okay, and then I think I was pretty good. Maybe because nothing came in that I ordered. But these were in my file. I'm not
those are
quite
pretty
sure what I
colors.
ordered them for, but I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, the orange is really pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but it's
like
really,
that. What
it's
color
really a
is it?
nicely variegated. It's called Tangerine. This is Frozen Margarita.
Oh.
And then this one is Pink Posy. So I don't know what I was going to use them for. I said from now on when I do a card, I'm going to write down what it's for.
Pattern they go with.
And then also I found these, which is from quite a while, and I'm not sure where I was going to put them either. But they're pins from Jabco, and they're
Fall
it's fall
pins,
something fall.
A sunflower, a maple leaf.
Maybe it's for a
acorn.
maybe it's for a berry that I was going to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a
Could
cold
be.
day in hell. But sorry. It'll be a while probably. Well, I don't mind stitching berries. It's putting the bloody things together that's challenging. Helen, good friend Helen, who does a great job with berries.
I bought a crochet hook, which you'll see in a minute, and I found in the clearance bin at Michael's a $1. I didn't bring it with me. It's a little square, like chalkboard, but it'll fit one of my recent finishes to do like a mounted
Oh,
finish.
great.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that was great, especially for $1.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay out of the stores. I did take one piece that you've seen already. I think it's the Hanukkah rules or Hanukkah words, and I had finished that ages ago, and it's been hanging in the store. So I took it in and just got a frame and had it in an 8x10 frame.
Yeah.
So it's back in the store.
Great.
But that was finished years ago. I know you've seen that last year or the year before.
Okay. We had giveaways in our last episode.
Yes, we did.
So why don't we share who won them? Okay. So I think these are opposite.
Yeah, I know. Let's start at the
Oh
bottom.
no, that's number 8. This is number 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number 1 is Built on Love by Silver Creek Samplers, and the winner of this is Kate Charlevoix 7486. So for all of the winners, you see your name here, which is your YouTube name. Please send us an email to 2tallstitchers@gmail.com. Confirm you're over 18 so we can legally send you your winning, and let us know your address so we can send it your way.
And your real name if you're not.
Yes.
If you don't have a name here.
Yes, please give us not only address, but the name we should mail to. Number 2 was our Ohio State pattern. And the winner is Cheryl Crow, whose daughter works at Ohio State. So that is very fun.
That worked out well.
Number 3 is Teresa Wensler's Treetop Sampler. And our winner here, we don't have a screen capture, but our winner is Sin City Stitcher. So if that's you, please send us your information.
I tried.
And then number 4, this was a quilt panel for like a Santa panel. You could use it in a project bag or in a quilt. And the winner for that one is Diane Fabic 8157. Number 5 was a group of 3 patriotic, and the winner of that is Carol Omer 4171. So Carol, send us your information. Number 6 was our baby bundle. This had 3, and Annabelle Wilcombe is the winner for that one. Number 7 is our Bent Creek bundle, which included 2 Bent Creek patterns. And the winner for that is Vicki Owsley 3373. And then the final giveaway was Mom's Halloween Rules set, and the winner of that is Amy Zellers 814. So please send us your information. We'll wait till we have enough that makes it worth it to go to the post office. There are a couple that can just go in envelopes and will go out straight away, but the rest we'll wait and kind of take them to the post office together. So please get back to us soon. And then we also had a quilting giveaway last time for ND Quilter 1, but we did not hear from you. So if that's who you are, please send us an email with your information to collect housewarming party and the block of the month patterns.
And if we do not hear from you by next time we film, we will redraw.
We'll redraw. Yep. Okay. Quilting. I finished that.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I did something else, but no, I was just playing. Oh, I did. I picked out all the fabrics for my next quilt that I'm going to work on.
Good.
I had an afternoon of playing with fabric in the sewing room, which is always fun.
I think I may have mentioned that the fellow that does our yard, we have a large yard, he and his wife had tried for years to have a baby. And last year they had a baby. And when he came this time, I said, so how's the baby? And he said, there's something I have to tell you. We have a 2-month-old. So I said, are you sleeping in the guest room now? But anyway, guess what I made for him? My friend Pam quilted it. It's a panel, but I thought it was so cute. And the best part is I had everything in my stash. I had the border, I had the panel, and I had the backing. And I even put the label
In the
here
backing.
it is. I embroidered the label on the back. Should have used bigger letters, but it's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
And so it's ready to go.
Yay.
And yeah, this is the other thing I was doing last night.
It was out of your bins.
It's out. I got 3 pieces of fabric out of my bins.
Yes.
How's that for good?
And your friend Pam quilted
Yeah,
it.
and it's a really cute pattern. I don't know if it'll show up better on the back.
Yeah.
It's with hearts and stuff. It's really cute. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Great.
that will go to him. Yeah. So I actually did some quilting. Shocking. And then the other thing I did is I got carried away again, and I made a bunch of these bitty bags. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cute.
Yeah. So
Very fun.
they're little. So yeah.
You've been bitty bagging away.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
And then you have something else on your table
Oh,
over
yeah,
there.
yes,
Big
I
old
do.
stack.
Yep. And then for my knitting,
Oh.
I finished my socks.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Yeah. So then they sparkle. And
See if you can
just
get the-
by luck, they match.
Oh, yeah.
Which is shocking. I've never made a pair of self-striping socks where they've matched.
They actually match.
And I was putting
Oh,
it.
that's funny.
I was working on. I went.
That's great.
It matches. Yeah. So those
Very
are my.
good. And do you know what pattern you use for your socks? Or what this was?
It's a pattern that's off a band that came with socks, and
Oh, okay.
So I don't really
It's a
have
pretty
it.
simple, straightforward one.
Okay, why don't you go?
I started a crochet project the day I finished my Stitch Mania piece. And this is, I've had this for a long time. This pattern is called Diamonds in the Rough, and it's a scarf. And you make it with Tunisian crochet, which I haven't done much of. I've done just a very little bit of Tunisian crochet. And the design is by Michael Snow. Might have been a free pattern. It might have been free off back in the day when Craftsy had a free pattern Friday. This might have been it, or I might have bought it. And I didn't have the crochet hook, so I went and bought it. And then I came home and I worked on my Tunisian crochet all night. And this is where we are. Because it's a learning curve. So there's my new crochet hook. And here's everything I took out. It came out in a big blob. But yeah, I did a couple of rows. They did not look good. So I said, we're just going to consider tonight practice. I took it all out and I'll come back to it when Stitch Mania is over. So
Well, you could always take scrap yarn so you don't have to tear out your good stuff.
I know, but I
That's so much fun.
thought I would just whip it out and it would not be a problem, but it was harder than I thought. So I have some more practice to do on Tunisian crochet.
The other
before
thing, I got busy on my embroidery machine and I made some coasters. Is that? No, there. I made coasters. And then these are a housewarming gift, that one. I have a bunch of those.
All right.
So yeah, so
Great.
I've been stitching, but I've been busy too.
You have been busy.
I had a few doctor's appointments thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
And, other than
Great.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everything I've been working on. Next up for me is finishing that flat fold for the Cat and Bones. And then I want to cut out the fabrics for the new quilt that I'm going to start on. And I'm probably going to start like a memory t-shirt quilt soon. So looking forward to doing that for a friend. And other than that, just lots of stitching. I will probably work on getting a couple of finishes before I start too many new things. This brings me, with these from Stitch Mania, I'm now at 9 whips, which is like the high end for me. I don't like to have too many. I'm like, my sweet spot is somewhere 5 to 8 whips running. So I'll get some of these finished off. Some of them were small. I was very glad. Kind of mid-month, I realized that I had picked all 5 of my new starts were relatively small projects, and I was really glad for it because, as I said over and over, I did not have a lot of stitching time this May. But I'll keep plugging away on those, and hopefully by the time I see you next time, Blitzen will be a finish, which will finish my Crystal Reindeer series. Great. I still have to put the crystals on the whole thing. Yeah. But hopefully at least the stitching, if not the stitching and the crystals, will be done next time. And then, you know, once I get a couple things done, then I'll be ready to start something new. Yeah. I had, when I originally pulled out my Stitch Mania projects, and I knew I needed to pick 5 new starts, I had 8 projects that I really wanted to start. One of them was a reindeer. So I said, okay, let me finish Blitzen and have that series done, and then I'll start a reindeer. And one of them was patriotic, so I think that'll be my 4th of July start. So hopefully I'll get 1 or 2 of these done before then. Yeah. What about you? What are you working on?
Well, I hope to finish my Cold Hands because that's pretty close, and it's all white, so it'll go quickly.
Are you going to just do that chart?
No,
or are
I'm
you
going to
do
all 3 of them.
Okay.
But this is, when I get this one done, I'm considering that one, you know, a finish.
You'll like pause there.
Yeah, and I'll probably work on the Santa a little bit. And what was the other thing? The the little pillow, the little stitcher and maker. And then I thought, I don't think I have many patriotic smalls.
Oh, okay.
And so if I get my act together, I have plenty of fabric and plenty of patterns.
Yeah.
And plenty of floss and lots of needles. Oh, that's the one thing I was going to mention. Oh. When we were at retreat, Michelle gave me these needles. They're from Cross Stitch Needles, Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet, and I love them. They're so neat. I really like to stitch with petites. I know that's shocking, but I love stitching with petites, and these are kind of in between, and they're thin needles. I haven't bent one or broken one yet, but I really, really thank you, Michelle. These are great.
I love it too. I'm using that on my bookmark, and I really like it. So.
And
highly recommend.
The other thing, Sharon gave us several goodies, which we showed you last time in this bag. And at work the other day, I said to Vicki, I'd really like to do something on this bag. And she said, why don't you do a monogram? Yeah. So that may be...
you have a book?
I have a book of letters.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got all kinds of books.
She doesn't like it when I start looking at the shelves. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll work on the monogram. And work
some
on
some
patriotic smalls.
Great.
And then I finished the socks, so I'm going to try not to start another one, but I do have enough yarn to make a hat. I was going to make one for my son-in-law, and I may make one for my son because I found a second skein of yarn over there, which I forgot I had. And they're basically the same colors. Yeah. And then I have a table runner that I bought the fabric last year when we went out to Love It Sew in Avon. And I put it together, and it was wrong, and I took it all apart and put it back together. And so now I just have to finish it. And, you know, Jennifer said she'd throw it on her long arm and quilt it for me quickly.
I don't have anything on
so I might be able to do that.
Great.
And then we did make progress on my cutting table last time. It doesn't look too bad, really.
No, it doesn't.
I've been trying to keep it neat. Yeah. And other than that, we have a couple doctor visits coming up. Not for me. I'm done. And...
You've been squeezed for the year.
Yep, I've been squeezed. I've had my mouth checked. Oh, God. I'd love to go get my teeth cleaned. But
we talked about that last time.
I told you. I didn't bite her, so I was good.
Yeah.
And, so... Good. And then the princess is home for a few more weeks before she goes off to Pennsylvania for her job. And so hopefully I can get her to come with promise of sushi or chicken salad chick. To come.
Or Chewy's.
Or Chewy's. Yeah. Well, we just did Chewy's, so
she'll do it again.
Yeah, I know. And so we might do some things together. Yeah. And I don't know. That's about it.
Okay.
I think.
Great.
Yeah. Have to
Well,
prepare for next weekend.
oh yeah, next weekend
Yeah.
is the grad party. That's the big thing coming up that we got to prepare for.
Yeah.
When your stage manager daughter runs a grad party, it runs really smoothly. Not so much for the future engineer. So we got some work to do. It's okay. It'll all come together fine.
Because the stage manager will be here directing things.
She will. She will. She's going to help me with a to-do list, and then she'll keep them on track.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Do you realize?
Yeah.
Bonnie made me that. I forgot.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab it
Yeah.
and show them?
Can you grab that for me? Come on.
One moment, please.
She's getting up.
While she's grabbing that, we will ask you our question for all of you for this episode. And what we would like to know, this is a no guilt, no shaming question. How often do you shop for stitching and quilting supplies? Is it a daily occurrence, weekly, hardly at all? Let us know, like, do you make a trip of it to go to a LNS, or do you have 7 tabs open on your browser right now to check out? So give us an idea of how often you shop for stitching, quilting, or other craft supplies.
I just looked over and I still, I always have my snowman stuff up. But this was made for me. I can't remember if it was, I think Marcia may have made it. Or Bonnie, one of the two. I think it was Marcia.
Yeah.
But that's one of the pieces of the Lizzie Kate Sal that I'm doing. So this is individually, and I'm going to do it as a whole long piece. So it'll be framed.
You can finish it as a drum. It says M right there.
Oh, then it's Marcia. Okay,
yeah,
Marcia
so that
made
was
it.
from Marcia.
And I love it. It hangs in my room all the time.
All year.
All my snowmen do. I have
it's
snowmen.
a beautiful finish.
Isn't it gorgeous?
She
Teresa
did
finished it.
2
Layers of cording.
of cording, white and the teal.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah.
The other thing you
Perfect.
need to do is figure out what your new thread colors are for. That
Yeah,
could be your assignment for
that
next
could be
time.
my project. Whoa. That could be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
All right. Well, thanks so much for
Yes.
being with us today. We hope you enjoyed, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. I may or may not be out of town on our next regularly scheduled episode, so we'll either be here on time or we'll be here late, but we'll be here
at some point.
At some point in June, late June or July.
Yes. Oh, I guess the other thing I have coming up is my friend Paula is coming over.
Yeah.
And she's in Illinois. We met her on a quilt retreat 10 years ago.
Wow.
And she is going to come over and spend a few days with us.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to
seeing
it. I can't wait to see you, Paula.
Yeah.
It's been ages. And so yeah, we're gonna spend some time. We're gonna go visit some quilt stores and some cross stitch stores and maybe
a sushi restaurant.
We'll have sushi. We'll go to Osaka
Yeah.
and maybe we'll sew a little bit, we'll stitch a little bit and whatever.
You'll have a good time.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Good to see her.
Yeah.
Good to see her.
Great.
So yeah. So on that, let's say not farewell, but goodbye. Not farewell. We're still going to be around. We appreciate your coming, and if you're new, if you would hit the like button, it helps our algorithms. I was going to say, never mind. It helps our algorithms. And then hopefully we got lots of comments about somebody got commercials and somebody didn't last time, so I don't know how it works. But yeah, the like and subscribe button, because then you'll impress my 20-year-old grandson who just is blown away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to contact us, it's twotallstitchers@gmail.com. She is on Instagram @JenQuilter. I am @GrandStitches. And we hope you have some fun time stitching and look forward to a good summer and either go on vacation or sit by the pool or sit in the air conditioning. Or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, stay warm if it gets cold.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.